Fostex Foundation 2000. The Fostex Foundation 2000 was a high-end digital audio workstation that Fostex introduced in 1993 at a cost of about $60,000. Many of its engineers were refugees from the recently bankrupt New England Digital, makers of the highly regarded and much more pricey Synclavier music workstation. It was considered a very innovative product in its time for its intuitive touch-screen user interface and very high performance. The Foundation 2000 cost approximately $60,000 when it was introduced and ended up not being successful in the market. Software updates were still being released as late as 1996. A cheaper version called the Fostex Foundation 2000 Re was also sold. Among its most highly touted features was a hot-swappable SCSI drive enclosure referred to as the RP, or removable project environment, that maintains the entire system state at all times, allowing one to immediately switch between different projects and always able to return where they left off virtually instantaneously. Additionally, the Foundation 2000 editor could back up and restore projects from Slash to a SCSI tape drive in the background, while the user continued working with the system. A user operated the machine through the edit controller, which connected to the main unit with a 25 cable that attached to either the front or back of the main unit, or the controller can be affixed onto the front of the main unit. The Fostex Foundation 2000 was highly modular in that functionality could be added to the system by way of boards slid into the front or back of the main processing unit. On the back of the system, a variety of connectivity options were available, such as analog audio, coaxial/acceler/toslink optical connectors for input and output, SCSI for external hard drives or tape backup units, various sync sources, video/SMT/etc., MIDI, and our SMINUS 422 ports. For the front of the unit was limited to adding algorithmic computing engine boards, basically DSP devoted to routing sound between tracks and performing 3-band EQ on each of the 16 tracks individually. Ports were provided for daisy chaining multiple Foundation 2000 units, but apparently no support was ever implemented. The system supports 24-bit audio processing, but the standard analog inputs/outputs are handled by 18-bit DAC/ADC8s and 64x oversampling, respectively, and at least with the original version of the firmware, recorded as 16-bit audio. Internally, the Foundation 2000 hardware is controlled by a Motorola 68030 CPU with a Motorola 68000 inside the edit controller to handle the touch screen display and buttons. In addition to two Motorola 56002 DSP, each a 40 MHz DSP that operates natively on 24-bit data. On the main CPU boards, the unit could be expanded by adding up to 6 algorithmic computing engine mix processors boards, each containing 4 additional Motorola 56002 DSP processor. A fully loaded Foundation 2000 contains 26 of these programmable processors. However, it is unclear what benefits are gained, since the last revision of the software appears to only use them for signal routing, stereo panning, and 3-band EQ for the machine's 8 audio tracks. Originally, the Foundation 2000 was announced by Fostex to their internal distributors at a distributor meeting, but only after all distributors had signed an agreement of confidentiality, as all was top secret at that time. The sales of the Foundation 2000 was independent of the normal sales from Japan, as it was Fostex USA that handled the sales of this product.